Hi there, Mohamed. Welcome to your next correction. Andrew here once again. These technology essays are usually the ones people struggle with most because of the should feature in the question. The fact that the question is asking you what you think ought to happen between one of two options is normally missed completely by students. But I don't know whether you've been listening to my previous videos, but you have clearly picked up on this fact and adopted it here, so I'm already quite impressed. So let's begin. So my first point would be not to shorten these words. Also, this needs a little bit more grammatical expansion. So there is a contention, that's not necessary, based on whether people ought to adapt to let's say, new technologies, or have emerging electronics adapt to them. Whether people, them. Also try to leave out us, we, you, me. Personal pronouns, no, no, no. And let's say and whether advances in the field improves human thinking or harms it. I believe that nowadays technology, let's say, is exerting control over individuals as opposed to the opposite. And it reduces people's thinking ability. This essay will demonstrate how technology is changing individuals' lives and their way of thinking. Cool. I'm happy with that now. Not many changes, but it was just about making your word choice a little more appropriate. So again, for variety, new gadgets should not determine people's lifestyle, but unfortunately, now this is a change because I did a plural here, we need to change this today, but unfortunately they exert control over humans by the tremendous, let's say, by the tremendous amount of comfort and convenience. I really like your idea, but it just needs tidying up a bit. The tremendous amount of comfort and convenience it provides. You've honed in on exactly the right point, that emerging technologies provide this insane level of comfort and ease, and motivate people to stop trying, stop thinking. You are good, correct, and right. Nowadays, individuals are using electronic devices in almost every aspect of their lives. Excuse me. This is because we can still say technology. This is because technology provides. See, this kind of repeats this. So if we just get rid of that and then say, for example, smartphones created by Apple. Just get rid of that and then say, smartphones created by Apple are handy and facilitate numerous time savings, to save time. Because I think it increases efficiency and decreases workload, so we can talk about that in the sense of it's saving time. Therefore, people usually cannot overlook these utilities, which become essential parts of their life. Here I would expand this slightly and talk about the consequences for thinking. I think this is what we've talked about before. And in writing, before we start a new paragraph, if it's possible to do so, it's good to introduce the next idea at the end of this one. This is like perfect cohesion and coherence. To go through one idea and finish on the next one, and then start that idea here. So we can say, therefore, people usually cannot overlook these utilities, or maybe people fail to resist resulting in less effort required in day-to-day life. So the fact that they are putting in less effort then leads to the soft brains. But we can't really say softer because that doesn't really convey the idea of intellectually weaker. So let's say over-dependence, I think I may have done that wrong. Oh no, we're good. Over-dependence on technology, whoops. Over-dependence on technology makes damages human thinking ability. Let's just change this to it. And I wouldn't use this is since. Or, actually, then we can just use that. Overdependence on technology damages human thinking ability since it provides enormous is size. So enormous products would just be really big products. So numerous products which can perform tasks normally done by brains. For example, Microsoft has developed lots of software, I would say for almost every aspect of life, such as engineering applications to calculate complex equations, and I would say here, and has even created medical software for patients here we should use diagnosis. To diagnose a disease is to tell people what disease they have. I would say for patients to present their own symptoms and receive their diagnosis. Consequently, people are over-relying. I think we could do this, maybe. No, you're right. So you were more correct than I. Which decreases their tendency to think and decays their intellectual power as they more easily receive information. To conclude, I firmly believe that over-reliance on technology has drastically increased over the last decade, and a proper intervention should be presented. So this is not the time to be presenting alternatives. And remember the core of the question was, should technology adapt to us, or should we adapt to technology? So we could say, while people should adapt in order to learn how to use new devices, they should resist applications that offer needless convenience and ease in order to exercise the brain. So then this answers the core question, and it means that the idea is consistent throughout. But otherwise, you provided a very good answer there. I'm very impressed. So your letter, if we're saying Dear Sir, then we must know who it is. But a good way to start these letters, to whom it may concern, if we don't know who it is. My name is Mohamed. I have worked as an electrical engineer in the oil and gas field for how long? For, I don't know, 200 years. Obviously it's not that, but just I'm making a point. Let's stay formal in an introduction. So this is you're asking for a job. So let's say, and I would welcome the opportunity to join your company. I have a tremendous number of scientific certificates. Here we should say, most of which are related to the posted job. My career has been filled with technical achievements and I have also succeeded in obtaining a master's degree. So this is master's degree, and you get a degree in something, in electrical and electronic engineering. Cool. This is not quite correct. So we should say, I have a continuous desire to resolve difficult technical problems. We can just say my motivation has been recognized by several companies I have worked with, since I'm always enthusiastic to exert, let's say, considerable effort while doing my job. As proof of this, I have gained a lot of authenticated rewards from my ex-employers. Regarding the posted job, I have hands-on experience for around 12 years. Okay, so that answers this. Moreover, it is a well-known field for me, as I have innovated small electronic apparatus which has helped to increase the efficiency for a lot of equipment, such as the ones your company uses. I would appreciate it if you could have a look at something. I look forward to hearing from you soon, and welcome the opportunity to discuss this further at interview. And then don't forget this bit. Always sign off your letter So the intro, how it's structured, a nice little closing phrase, and then your sign-off are all absolutely imperative to this task. You are clearly paying attention. You have improved to a considerable degree, and I'm very impressed with your work. Let's continue on this vein and see if we can make small improvements each time. Towards the end of the course, I'll start giving you approximate band scores so that we can work on very specific areas. But until then, Mohamed, have a wonderful day and goodbye for now.